and late night freaks. I'm here to give Scorpio Descendant, Taurus rising, a summer of love. Wild card read straight from the book for lots of look. We're looking at what's coming towards you, who's coming towards you, and love and romance throughout the summer season. Summer solstice will be coming up on Wednesday, the 21st of this month, when we kick this whole season off. I do feel it really is going to be a summer of love. Those energies are front and center. This energy will really culminate that comes up in this read with that fall equinox that comes in around the 21st, anywhere from the 21st to the 23rd, depending upon where you are and, you know, what phase it's in each year. You know, it kind of moves around a little bit, but roughly around that time. We also have eclipse season. We'll be wrapping up on October 14th. So by fall, you know, you really see you know, this read unfold in its fullness. And I do feel like there's something that's unfolding for you. I do got an initial download for you. I feel like first things are having to kind of like come undone. They need to come undone before, and I almost just said straight up done. So I feel like something needs to be done. Something needs to be cut off. Something needs to be closed out. In a relationship, it's like a karmic cycle that's been on a bit of a spin cycle, and it's just like, you know, wash, rinse, repeat, you know, and just this never-ending cycle in this connection. No matter how many times you you know, let this thing go and then try to revive it, it's all the same trip, you know, over and over again. I feel like you've been juggling for a while in this situation. Some of you have been juggling other partners. You're involved with multiple people. You haven't really made a true commitment to anyone in particular. Some of you are juggling your options in matters of the heart. Some of you are juggling your future in love and what you desire based on the experiences that you've had in the past. I'm almost feeling like this lump come up in my throat around that. Like some of you, you've been holding on to old stuff that you haven't communicated, a certain truth in a relationship, or maybe I just got a secret. If there's like multiple player, Ted just said yes on that. If there's multiple player influences involved in a situation, maybe you've been having to kind of live like out of an alter ego, you know, maybe this is not for everybody, but it is coming in, so we're speaking to it, right? If it's not your message, don't get attached to it. You don't need to get activated, you know. The only reason you would get activated is if you recognize yourself in the message in some ways. Just try to open up some space, some open-mindedness around receiving reads. They are a tool for transformation, okay? So this could be that maybe you have been having some action on the side. You've been trying to do, Ted said yes again. That's somebody's story. You've had some action on the side. You've been cheating on your person, you know. You've been stepping out on your relationship. You know, you need to speak your truth. You've actually feel more drawn to the person you've been cheating with. You want to go in that direction. You need to be honest. You need to be real about what's happening in that situation. You also need to understand that whoever you got waiting for you on the other side of that equation is not going to wait for you forever. To not make a decision is also making a decision. I feel like that. I feel like everything is in a gridlock in your life. I feel the more that you stay at the crossroads, you don't make some kind of love decision, whether it's between, you know, two lovers or, you know, whether to open your heart again or not, you know, something about this, or whether to end a connection or not, so you can head towards something maybe that would be more fulfilling for you. I feel like you haven't been making a decision, and if you can continue to stay in this space, like not making a decision, that decision is going to be made for you. You're not going to necessarily like the way that that turns out, you know, so you want to be more mindful about the choices you're making right now. I do feel this is very much an either or choice. I feel like either or choice is really at the forefront for you with this summer. I think there's something being proposed to you. It's, you know, for some of you, maybe it is a proposal. For some of you, it's about, you know, do I take this, you know, on? Do I step into this soul contract, understanding that, you know, if somebody's proposing to you, do you really want marriage? Is that what you're really looking for? You know, or have you been tempted in other directions? I feel like You're weighing something out. You're trying to make a choice. There's two different directions you could go in. One direction might be to go towards somebody that has a strong Taurus placement in their chart. The other may be somebody with strong Aries in their chart. I bring that in because I just have the Emperor in my mind. You know, that's what I'm seeing. I'm seeing like big Emperor energy. Somebody who can really hold it down. Somebody who's really solid. You know, somebody who takes charge. I think you're looking for somebody who takes charge. 10 is really chewing at something here. Maybe this has been a gnawing problem. And again, maybe there's something that needs to be communicated about this situation. That coming in. All right, let's see. Yeah, there's some secret here. We got the High Priestess. All right. And again, there's this like duality energy here. It's sort of like the angel on one shoulder, the devil on the other. And you're like sitting in the middle and you've been kind of like weighing this out. I do feel like you've been doing some shadow integration around this. You could have strong Pisces in your chart. You also could be dealing with somebody that you feel like you have a spiritual connection with who has Pisces in their chart, because we see that there is this Knight of Cups that wants to approach you. Cups energy would be Pisces energy. It's also your energy. So you might feel really drawn spiritually to someone. You know, I feel like there is a big spiritual connection here, but I also feel like this is such a wild message. Okay. We got here, you know, the Hierophant, which is a definite yes. Okay. You feel a spiritual connection with somebody who is approaching you romantically. I feel this very strongly. But with a Hierophant here, this is like structured, you know, like religion. This is like very traditional values, all right? And the High Priestess is like the antithesis of that, the complete opposite of that. I feel like you're trying to balance out these two sides of yourself too. Maybe you have this sort of like goody two-shoes image you put on for people. You put on this really polished image. You try to come across like you're really in this space of, you know, holding these higher ideals. Or maybe you're in a marriage, you're in a very traditional arrangement, and it's just sort of like your beard. It's like this way that you present who you are to the world to gain a certain level of acceptance or to make your life work easier for you. That's the best way I can describe it. That's what's coming in. But really, you know, you have a little bit of a darkly delicious side that you like to delve into. There are secrets. There's secrets about your sexuality too. I'm getting this. There's something about in love and romance, you felt really restrained in your connections in a certain way. Ooh, that's kind of a spicy message. For some of you, you've played with that a little bit. You've played with, you know, themes of domination, submission, you know, sexually, okay? Not for everybody. But I do feel like there's something that maybe you're exploring. Do I want to be married? Maybe somebody is wanting to propose to you, or really like, I'm feeling this contractual energy. And for some of you, it could be like a binding contract, okay? So somebody might be considering getting married, okay? They might get a proposal, and they might be weighing out, do I want it? This is a very unconventional message, but it's coming in, so I'm going to bring it in, okay? You might be wondering, do I really want to get married, as in go in the traditional route, you know, with the whole legalities and bringing the state into my love union? Or do I want to do like something that's different, that has a different focus, that puts the focus more on like, I'm choosing you, you know, I'm choosing you every day, and bringing this spirit into your relationships instead of just going for like what looks good on paper, you know, what feels right according to what society is deemed like what a marriage, what a union is supposed to look like. You might be questioning this a little bit. You might find it more romantic and more of a growth potential process to instead look at it as, I want to hand fast with this person, you know, and I want to choose this person in this way to go through a spiritual growth process with, which hand fasting is wanting to come in. So I'm going to bring in hand fasting, and I'm getting a few different messages around that, right? But the first one I'm getting is that hand fasting is when a couple chooses to journey 13 moons with each other in a committed one-on-one, we're diving deep together relationship, you as the mirror, for us to really commit to each other and to go through this season of growth with one another. It's actually a really beautiful intention. And then at the end of that commitment, at the end of the 13 moon journey together, then there is the choice, you know, do we continue with another 13 moons? Do we renew our hand fasting, or do we release this? And so there's something about this that I feel is like very poetic, because it's really this reaffirmation of your desire to journey through life with another, and to renew that every year, to have that balance of sort of between commitment and, you know, that freedom to choose, and also to know that to really go to some deep, rewarding places in relationship, commitment has value, you know, to be able to really be there with somebody, to go down, you know, into those deeper layers of transformation that are accessible through the mirror of the other in relationship, right? I feel like there's a lot of spiritual growth in your relationship. Maybe you've been kind of graduating out of a period of your life where you felt like you had to hide certain aspects of yourself, where you had to keep certain parts of you quiet. Maybe some of you grew up in very traditional families. The love that you have is highly unconventional. You're not sure how other people react to it. Some of you are coming out of the closet in one way, shape, or form. Some of you, that may be around your sexuality. For others of you, it's just the person that you are drawn to is maybe somebody that your family might not totally get. They might not totally be on board with for one reason or another. This is about you breaking the mold, not, you know, breaking tradition, doing what feels right for you, and going forward in that way. I think that you are really balanced. Like, you know how to hold your shadow and your light, and you know what feels right to you. You're not listening to, you know, what people think you should do anymore in matters of the heart. You're ready to really boldly step into that place, and your empowerment of making your own choices, because it's your life, it's your relationship. Okay, I do feel like somebody's approaching you that, you know, there is a level of commitment here, and I do feel there's a deep, like, soul connection here, but there's something that's like a clash with, like, what would be considered traditional values, or the way a relationship or a union, so to speak, would traditionally be carried out. This person is kind of unconventional. We see this energy here too, the Queen of Wands coming in. That's fire sign energy. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. This is also really being in your sexual empowerment. I mean, maybe you dived a bit into the sexual mysteries. Maybe you are into things like Tantra. Maybe you've been through a period with a partner where it was a lot of vanilla sex. You're ready to shake it up. Somebody's come along, they shake it up. Somebody will come along, they shake it up. But there's something about this that's like secretive. It involves like sneaking around. There's something clandestine about this, and it's either clandestine because somebody's having an affair. Okay, you have to pick what side you're on. It could be that you're the mistress, or that you're dealing with a mistress, okay? Or that your partner, somebody you've been in a committed relationship with, has a secret. They got a mistress on the side, or some kink, some aspect of their sexuality that's hidden, all right? Something is hidden here, something is in the closet, something is done on the down low. There's a desire around it because it does involve the sneaking around. This might be something that is very tempting. This person may also, whether it's you or someone you're dealing with, may put on this image like they're very loyal, very committed. I'm so faithful and devoted, but they really like, they got a dark side, and they like to feed their dark side. Part of what turns them on, it's got big mistress energy, okay? Part of what turns them on with this is they like getting away with stuff. Yeah, it's personally gratifying for them. With the 9 of Cups, it's like they feel like it's a conquest, all right? And I mean, I can't make it up. It's your energy right there, Scorpio. with the Queen of Cups. I mean, it's your energy, Scorpio. Yeah, something's being balanced out here with the justice, all right? Maybe you feel it's justice for some reason. Maybe somebody did you wrong, and so you're kind of looking to get, you know, those scales balanced in your own way, sort of like I'm almost picking up like what's good for the goose is good for the gander kind of energy. Again, with that Queen of Cups, you could be dealing with somebody who is a Pisces or a Cancer too, or potentially a baby's mama. It's kind of making things a little prickly. That's might be one of the reasons why there needs to be some sneaking around. I just thought that maybe a big secret is that somebody was sneaking around. They're finding out that they got pregnant. Okay. It could be news about a baby coming out. All right. Yeah. Oh, my confirmation. Okay. When I bring up pregnancy and this follows, that's my confirmation. 7 of Pentacles. Something's growing. There might be some, you know, concern about this when this is revealed. This might be something that comes forward in July. Okay. We've got that 7 energy. Somebody might learn that, you know, yep. We were laying down that pipe, but we didn't anticipate we are going to get this bun in the oven. You know, somebody might find out they're already like 2 months along or something. Maybe you missed a period. Be on the lookout for that. I would say, you know, it looks like you're heading into a period where, you know, you're going to be highly sexual if you haven't already been highly sexual. And I would say, I don't know, these always remind me of diaphragms when anything sexual comes up. So if you don't want to get pregnant, you better make sure you put on some protection, okay? You know? Yeah, I don't know. You know, some of you, I don't know, maybe a condom broke or something. I got that with the 5 of Swords to the 10 of Wands. You've been worried about this. It's been on your mind. You've been stressed out. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, some of you may find that you got a bun in the oven, all right? You might be dealing with a Leo or a Taurus or an Aquarius or, you know, another Scorpio, all right? But yeah, something's coming to a completion here. There's a closing of a karmic cycle, and maybe you're waiting to find out how things will be moving forward. You know, you're wondering where you go from here. I feel like there's some connection that you're releasing. I feel like, you know, the person that was on the side is the one, you know, you want to move towards. It's like, it looks like you've been through a lot. You've been trying to make up your mind. You've been closing some big karmic cycle. I think you're tired out. Maybe things got a little dramatic, maybe with trying to juggle all this. I feel like a lot of juggling energy in your situation. And it's got you kind of looking at your future in a new way and sort of, again, trying to make those choices. Like, what do I really want in love? You've got to make a choice or it's going to be made for you. I do feel like you're coming into alignment with somebody, though, with the 2 of Cups here. And it may be somebody that there's been a lot of like sense of competition around. Maybe a lot of people desire this person. All right. There could be some kind of conflict around this person. Again, maybe not everybody agrees with this decision. And we do have a Queen of Swords here. And you did have Justice came up, okay, which is a Libra card, as is the Queen of Swords, quintessential, all right? So this could be somebody that's connected to this Emperor energy, because I did pick up that Aries Taurus energy. And look, it looks like maybe perhaps an Emperor has some things that need to be answered to this Queen of Swords here, okay? This could be somebody that you put on ice, or maybe you have very curt words for them. You cut them off, okay? This person is going to try to come back around, you know? Whether they're going to be back on their BS or not, I don't know. It looks like this could be definitely, yeah, this is something that has come to an end, something you're walking away from, all right? You're ready to start a brand new adventure. I mean, you're very much in your energy with the Scorpio. There's something you brought to a close. but I feel like there's like the final verdict needs to be made. And I do see you walking away from this. So you're making a decision about some Emperor energy. I feel that you could have strong Libra in your chart, also any air sign energy, so Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. This person can have strong Gemini, Libra, Aquarius in their chart. You may feel like this person is like a two-timer, they wasted your time or in some way or another, you know, you feel like ripped off in this situation potentially, okay? Or you did this to somebody else, you know, it could be looked at that way as well. You know, it could be that an emperor was with a queen of swords, all right, a Libra, Gemini, or Aquarius, and you were the third party in that situation sneaking around, and you created, you know, a complication in this relationship. And now it looks like if that's the case for you, or, you know, if this is your partner's situation they're dealing with, because remember, it could be your partner stepping out on you in this way. You got to pick what side you're on. You'll know which way it's speaking to you, okay? And if you're not quite sure about this now, give it time. Give it time for it to develop over the summer leading up to the fall here. But somebody here is going to want somebody to, you know, give some answers. And they're ready to call a decision in this situation. They're ready to cut something off. And they know the truth. I feel like with that justice showing up, it's just such a strong indication here. Whoever this person is with a strong air sign placement could likely be Libra energy with this coming in. Balance in this person's favor, okay? So if that's you, if you have a strong Libra placement in your chart, don't worry. Where you were done dirty here, things are going to be made right. And don't have any issue with walking away from this or letting things go, okay? If you got strong air in your chart, whoever's got strong air in their chart in this situation who got done wrong, they are going to get justice. And though it may be difficult and may look like this isn't a real good situation on the surface, it does come out right, okay? Mm-hmm. But there's been a lot withheld. I feel like there's been a lot of truth withheld in this situation. There's a lot of secrets in your situation. I want to get some clarity. I feel like pulling out my spicy cards. Yeah, this is going to be the beginning of a brand new adventure, a brand new journey with the full energy, brand new, fresh start. Full, that's Aquarius energy. There's strong Aquarius energy here. You might be dealing with somebody that's strong Aquarius placement. We got air sign energy on the board. We also have, you know, cups. So all the water signs are on the board. We have Taurus energy. We also have, which is, you know, you, Taurus rising. You are coming out very strong in this read, definitely. We also have major arcana Taurus. Yeah, you're really coming out strong in your read here, especially the masculine. And then we also have Aries energy here, okay? So these are some of the players that might be playing a role in your situation. Oh, we had fixed sign too. So you have that Aquarius and Leo too, okay? Leo could be in on the action in this situation. I do feel like this is a multiple party situation. I feel like there's been some kind of conflict, confusion about this situation, some questing, you know, that this could play part in your dynamic. It was 24 on the clock when I said that. Okay, double sixes, all right? There's room for healing in this situation, you know? Maybe some of it's been a little bit playful too. Y'all might be kind of, oh, that's kind of an interesting message. Y'all kind of might be like working things out creatively, some of your shadow work, while you might not even realize that. Just in like some of the exchanges, I think it almost feels like it's kind of this safe space is being created for people to sort of like process some heavy stuff in some lighter ways. I don't know why I got that energy. It's got like lively banter kind of energy. Maybe people are just realizing that sometimes things get complicated. They're figuring things out. But I feel like there is some kind of honesty that's required here, and somebody here needs to receive the karmic balance that they deserve, and that's a karmic balance in their favor, and it is being balanced out for somebody here. I believe whoever has strong air in their chart, it's a really strong placement. I would say it's one of the big three. Okay, so it's either their sun sign, their rising sign, or their moon. Okay, potentially their Venus. It's a strong air placement. Okay, this person's going to get justice in their favor. Things are balancing out for them. Truth is on this person's side. If people are trying to like figure out where is the conflict, I mean, I'm sorry, but when you get Queen of Swords who holds the sword of truth coming in with justice, this is the trustworthy person in the situation, all right? So if there's something that you're wondering, like, okay, who, maybe you're trying to sort it out. Maybe you got a bunch of he said, she said stuff that's coming up in the summer for you in the romance department, you know. Maybe there's some kind of confusion. You're trying to figure out who's being honest here. I would listen to whoever is playing the role of Queen of Swords. Feminine air. Okay, there's something that they're communicating here. It's the truth. It's balanced out. Maybe this person knows a way forward or a way to sort things out. They got wise judgment. This person's coming across very balanced, very strong energy here. Very balanced, okay? There's a new beginning here. So if anybody was trying to hold back as well, you know, cause complications for a Queen of Swords in this matter, or cause complications for you, if somebody's ex was trying to cause complications for you, you know, I really feel like, you know, nothing's going to get in the way of this new beginning, all right? There's a brand new beginning here. There is a moving forward, you know, and there's a lot of hope and enthusiasm about it. But I do require, interesting, maybe somebody is trying to like put requirements on something that wants more freedom, you know. Somebody here is wanting more freedom. Somebody here is wanting more exploration. Somebody here is just really wanting, I'm just picking up like that open, free summer of love energy, to be honest with you. Maybe they're wanting more playfulness in a connection too. Maybe things have been very heavy. Maybe there's been a lot of fighting or a lot of competition in the love department. Somebody here is like, you know what? I'm fine just going off on my own in the world and finding my own way and, you know, just trusting where my heart's leading me, because I want something more magical than that. And I feel like you find it, okay? Because there's a counterpart here. Yes, I love it. There's a counterpart here. And it comes in with that Leo season with the sun here, and it brings a lot of happiness. Remember the message about the baby, okay? And there was that 7 energy with the 7 of Pentacles, okay? Be careful in July, you know? If you're hooking up with someone, you're feeling the heat, you know, you're feeling those summer love vibes, 28 on the clock. If you don't want to get pregnant, you really want to make sure that you're taking precautions, okay? Because we do have a true pair here, right? There's something here that really pops off for you in the love department, in the summertime, okay? I think it's going to be a beautiful time for love for you. I think if you've been in a relationship, you've been having some conflicts, there's been challenges, or maybe somebody was tempted, you know, somebody was kind of like stepping out on the relationship in one way, shape, or form. I feel like whatever was the dividing element, it's being cut off. It's also like there's constructive working through these issues, untangling what's been confusing. There's finally deciding to like hit the reset button. Like, let's have a fresh start. Let's just start brand new. Can we scrap everything that happened back there? And can we begin again? And I feel like you're going to do that. And it opens up a whole new like chapter in this relationship. And for some of you, that's what it is. You're agreeing to go through a healing process with somebody in your relationship by making a commitment to each other, like, okay, let's not give up on this yet. Because maybe you're one of these people, like in the past when you've started to face challenges in the love department, or maybe your partner's been this way, okay? Whenever a challenge came up in the love department, the first thing they would do is they would start like sneaking around, they'd start cheating, and maybe it's just like a bad habit, like, and they would do this, and it was sort of like to sort of like create distance, you know, maybe they would start withholding sex, and it's because they were getting it somewhere else, and this was to like almost to create emotional distance, because somebody here, that intimacy, you know, connecting sexually, it really like, they really feel like entangled with somebody when they are connecting with that person intimately on that level. And I feel like for somebody that's really hard for them, like connecting in that way on such a deep level sexually feels terribly vulnerable to this person. This person is maybe used to having multiple parties, okay? They're used to keeping things light. They're not used to going really deep sexually. They feel very vulnerable. They start to have a lot of stuff come up for them, you know, and so they might kind of like subconsciously sabotage it by, you know, trying to devalue it in a certain sense, or compartmentalize it by going out and fooling around with other people, because then it can kind of stir up this like drama and distraction. And this person may also be somebody who wants people to fight or compete for them because it gives them like a little ego gratification. This person could have some insecurities. Maybe they've been put in like competitive situations in the past. This could be you. This could be the person you're dealing with, okay? Has been repeatedly put in like competitive situations, you know, to the extent where they have a hard time trusting. They have a hard time trusting it, almost like they'll look for it. Like they always assume that their partner's cheating on them. And maybe they're not. Maybe they're not. Maybe people are just really defensive in this situation, okay? So there's something that needs to be worked through here, but I do feel like, you know, somebody did, you know, somebody hasn't been quite right. And it could be also, I don't know why I just got this, but it could be that somebody's been putting on airs. Like maybe they've been trying to like give this image or project this sort of like false reality or a false narrative that they're like some kind of player, you know, maybe they think that that makes them look cool, you know. Maybe this person wants to look a little bit like, you know, kind of like the bad boy or the rebellious type, or, you know, the bad girl, the edgy girl, something like that. Maybe they see something like that in you and they feel like in order to meet you on that level, or for you to dig them or be, you know, interested in them, they have to kind of come off a bit like an asshole. I mean, I hate to say that, but this might be somebody who's like, they got like nice guys finish last syndrome. Like this is somebody who's like, they've always been the nice person in the relationship. They've always been the honest one. They've always been the true one, the steadfast one, while, you know, other people went out and had their fun and had their cake and you ate it too. And you sat home baking the cakes, and now you're kind of like, I want a bit of that devil's food. When do I get to put my icing on? Okay, so I don't know. I mean, again, there's like choices here. There's balancing things out. There's justifications, right? There's a lot of interesting stuff going on in your situation. Whether you've been single, you know, and you've just been kind of like out there. I feel like if you've been single, you know, you've really been kind of rebelling against this sort of like conventional approach to love. And I feel like maybe you're starting to like explore, you know, you're coming to a more creative place when it comes to romance. You're thinking more in terms of partnership instead of partnership. You also may be finding that there's a lot of expression for your like energy that you would typically direct sexually through your creativity. You know, you're starting to really vibe off of that. You're realizing that creative energy as a whole is sexual energy. I mean, I do feel like a lot of you are on some real, like, you know, you're on some other level stuff, okay? I feel like you've done like a deep dive, but I also feel like there's a lot of spirituality here, you know? I feel like a lot of like getting in touch with like the alchemical mysteries of sexuality. I'm picking up big like red path tantra, all right? Really like sexuality as a gateway to expansion of consciousness, and just wanting a little something more. Like you're tired of bland, predictable, wash, rinse, repeat. You're wanting something a little edgy. You're wanting something a little, you know, that pushes you out of your comfort zones. You're finding when you explore new psychological states, you know, like ways of looking at situations, when you try on maybe a radical view, you know, you notice what it brings up in you. You notice the places where you're insecure. You notice the places where you need to shift a little bit. And as you shift, you start to feel more freedom, like more liberation. I feel like there's kind of this rebellious energy in you that is a little stirred up right now, where it's Lilith energy. You know what I'm saying? It's Lilith energy. I feel it's really strong in you, but I feel like you're going to pop out the other side of this. You know, some of you are going to pop one out. You're going to have a baby, you know. Maybe it's a love child. Maybe you planned it. Maybe you conceived this child, you know. Maybe you conceived this child at summer solstice. Ooh, for those of you who, you know, are into that, you know, if everything aligns just right. But I do see something really magical here. This is a true pair, okay? Also water sign energy, very strong. Aside from just Scorpio, there's also Pisces and Cancer. Okay. So, I mean, this just looks so good. I'm really wondering if I should tempt with any more here from the tarot. I don't think so. I think I'm going to do a kind of that deck energy here. And then I'm going to get an overarching theme for you. Okay. Because this is just like a beautiful story. I feel like things are being balanced out. A mess is being cleaned up. All right. Competition's over. There's something that you let go. There's something that you cut off, but you find, you know, your person on the other side. Yeah, you're releasing this trouble. And if there was some baby mama that's been interfering in your situation, yeah, she's getting out of the way. Okay. She's going to kind of have to take those actions she took back there and the weight of the, you know, stress of them. And she's going to have to sort through it. I feel like this person is dealing with some kind of sense of disillusionment around this, with the Six of Swords going to the Seven of Cups. For some of you, this could be somebody who, you know, was, you know, working a little bit manipulatively to kind of like cast an illusion in this situation, with the strong magical indications on the board as well. This could be somebody who's trying to create some kind of confusion or trying to hold things up from moving forward in a romantic relationship. I also feel like, you know, there's just been a lot of options in this situation, and maybe somebody here I feel is like moving away feeling really disillusioned, like they really feel like they got the raw end of the deal in this situation. And it could be a baby mama, but I also feel like it's this baby mama that's been holding things up from moving forward. They just haven't been looking at things realistically. Try to have some compassion towards this person as well, please, because I think that this person may struggle with some kind of like, I'm picking up like some kind of like mental imbalance issues, all right? I think this person is feeling very confused at this time, and that somebody in this situation might be needing some support. Somebody in this situation might be coping in an unhealthy way. Somebody in this situation might be an alcoholic or have some other kind of substance issues. Somebody might be like doing a lot of hallucinogenics. Okay, that's just coming in. Somebody here, I feel like somebody's needing some support. All right, and they might need to go and get some support. And if that's you, that's okay, you know, but it could be somebody you know. I feel like it's somebody who's like plays the role of a mother in this situation, might be having some challenges, all right? This also could have been what caused problems in your connection for those of you that were in relationships, or those of you who just haven't been able to go out and connect with anybody romantically. You know, maybe you haven't been focused on that. Maybe there was a lot going on in your family. Maybe you had a loved one that was sick, and maybe there was also something going on in connection with that. Perhaps, you know, you lost a loved one, somebody passed away. There was like fighting in the family over the will. You know how people get. It's so sad, but it's true. You know, it happens. You know, so there was something like that was going on legally that was being sorted out, and you just weren't focused there. It could have caused things to kind of go awry in your relationship. But I feel like whatever this is, you're getting to the other side of it, okay? And there's somebody there waiting for you, and they're there with an open heart. They're, oh my gosh, 10 of cups on the other side of the split of the deck. This is like, it all comes together. This is a beautiful outcome. And for some of you, yep, you're going to be starting a family. And for those of you where that story was really coming in, if there's been like some kind of fallout within a family, and things have been on hold and you've been wondering how things would turn out, and you felt like, you know, when are we going to get beyond this and move forward to the good stuff? You know, there's something that can constructively happen here, okay? There's going to be the ability to work through things, I feel, you know, but first, you know, there's this time that's required to kind of sort out what's been very confusing. I do feel like somebody here, okay, somebody here has been having a really hard time in this situation, all right? So there needs to be mindfulness around this. There needs to be like some space held around this person. Somebody is really going through it, okay? I see that. Somebody's having trouble sleeping. Somebody's having a heartache here. Somebody is really having a lot of stress by whatever's been stirred up here and by these secrets that have been kept, okay? So, you know, and in the case where there's been some kind of workings to cause this kind of distress or blockage for somebody, somebody will be held accountable, okay? They're going to have to balance out karma for that. And that's Hanged Man energy, all right? Somebody's getting justice here. We know that. Whoever's got strong air in their chart, one of the big three, or possibly Venus, they're getting justice in this situation. And there's a water sign energy here who didn't move correctly. Hanged Man is a Pisces card, right? High Priestess is also Pisces. It's also Cancer, okay? So one of those energies could be playing a role in this situation that's causing some issues. Okay, let's see. I want to get an overarching theme card for you all. I feel like pulling out this Halloween deck for you. I don't know why I feel called to do this, but I'm going to. I'm going to first just roll the dice. What energy is sort of presiding over this situation? I feel like you're in a situation where there's like, it's like a lot of karmic balancing is going down. There's something that's being weighed out here. Somebody's moving forward, okay? I see that. They're moving forward, all right? And it does look like, you know, they're in a tux, okay? These are the Monopoly. Somebody's running forward maybe toward the bank, you know? They've built something for themselves. They've been kind of putting all this drama on ice. They've been more focused on like sort of building their new future for themselves. It turns out very well for them, but I feel like somebody here is moving forward very quickly. Somebody may also, like I said, you know, somebody may want to get married. Be aware in that case if somebody is wanting to get married and something feels sus about it. You know, what is their motivation? You know, it does look there like there's a little bit of like kind of a financial piece here potentially. Okay, especially if we're looking at anything about fights in families, about, you know, the divvying up of assets in relation to a loved one's passing. So if that like resonated with you, do be aware of that. Of somebody wanting to like get you into some contractual agreement, really understand what their motivations are. And I would be leery if a person's really trying to like rush you and push it, okay? This would be somebody who would want a really like rapid change in your situation. It would feel very like unstable moving into this because of the pressure that's being put on to do it quickly with that 5 energy, okay? I do know that things are changing in your situation. Whatever's going on in your love life right now, it ain't going to be like that for long. Like things are balancing out here. So let's just get an overarching theme. All right, bottom of the deck energy. Graveyard, unnecessary fear, okay? And I love that because we got this right here, right? This 9 of Swords, like somebody, 44 on the clock. Somebody here has really been in a distraught state, but they're fearing about nothing. Like it's not even in reality. Remember I said like somebody tried to create confusion and unrest here, potentially with magical work, okay? This could be like somebody trying to create. This could either be like a spurned ex, like trying to create confusion in their ex. How horrible is that when people try to play games like that? Or somebody trying to manipulate to cause problems, create some kind of illusion to cause another distress. All right? Manipulation. It's got these vibes, okay? Whatever has been an anxiety, a source of anxiety, there's no reason to have any fear around it, okay? Because it's an unnecessary fear. It's time to really like lay this to rest with the graveyard. I am picking up that in that case where somebody did some kind of work like this is somebody who works with graveyard magic. This might be somebody who gathered a little graveyard dirt, okay? Gathered a little graveyard dirt. Maybe they didn't know the proper way to go about doing that to be respectful. They might be dealing with a bit of unrest in relation to this, okay? You know, there is an art to alchemy. Know what you're working with and work with it wisely, all right? Anybody who's trying to do any kind of workings like that were to cause any kind of confusion in or any kind of like come to me type workings like that, they're getting bit in the ass with that. Somebody's going to have some hungry ghosts coming at them. That's what I got for that, okay? So, you know, you'll know if that's you. You'll already know because you've already been dealing with this stuff. You're already feeling very troubled. If that's your story, then you really should do some spiritual cleansing. You need it. You need it. And you might want to do something to balance the karma. Yeah. Okay. If you do that, you might be able to bring things back into synergy. All right. If this is for somebody, so I'm bringing it in. Okay. If that's your story, if you did something like this and you just, you know, hey, you know, sometimes you got to burn your fingers so you learn how to wield power wisely, all right? And so you wield power in a balanced way, all right? It's necessary on the path. It's the way alchemists trick themselves sometimes, okay? But right here we have Barmbrack, and this is sweetness and synergy. So what I'm really getting from this is I want you to think of like if you're on the path, if you like to work with a particular archetype, a particular deity, I want you to do a little research, okay? What is their favorite food offering? They want you to make them a meal. You know, I'm getting this, like give them some offerings of some flowers, all right? You need to get in touch with what are their favorite offerings. You're needing to feed spirit because you got a little making up to do. I feel like whoever did this, like, I feel like maybe they were going through a time where they just weren't mentally stable. And so their judgment was cloudy and they shouldn't have been working. They shouldn't have been doing any spell work during that time at all, to be honest with you, but they just didn't do the right thing. Okay. So it's sort of like spirit will help you balance this out, but you got to make an offering. All right. That came in for somebody. So let's get an overarching theme for you all. Okay. What is this? Yes. Okay. Interesting with that because look, we got the black cat here. All right. And it says fortune meets opportunity. So I really feel like you may have had sort of like this shadow lingering behind you. Okay. You may have felt like you went through a bad luck cycle. Oh, here it is again. Another synergy and healing card, okay, with the cauldron. Somebody here did a working, okay? And this is about doing a different kind of alchemy. And this is one of these interesting things where, like, you did a working, it backfired, okay? It backfired and it ruined what you thought was your opportunity. But by this thing kind of like backfiring, you actually got a bigger gift out of this situation. It's sort of like, it was almost like a blockbuster energy. Like you really blasted your way open and it led you to this total reroute. But where it ended up leading you is to somebody who feels like you're familiar. They have that vibe to them. Like you make magic with this person. Like there's a special spiritual connection with this person. You feel like you have past lives with this person. And there's a lot of beautiful synergy and healing that's coming from this spell that like went left. That's what I got. That's kind of a cool message, actually. I like that. It's a little spicy. It's sort of like, it's a little bit of that trickster energy. It's like coyote medicine. When you make a blunder, you know, you make a mistake, and through what you have to learn in that process, like through burning your fingers, you go through this big process of growth and identifying like your shadow and the ways that you trip yourself up. There's some kind of up leveling that comes from it. And this brings you a wonderful opportunity to actually come into alignment with somebody that feels like they feel like your other half. There's somebody you feel a very strong spiritual connection with. And I feel like you're using that wisdom of the past and all you learned to move forward in a new way. You might even have something to teach others about love through what you've been through. Some of you are writers. You're writing about a love story, and there's something that comes out of this. You know, it might bring you a fortune, right? It's really kind of a cool story. Kind of the deck energy. Yeah. But first, you got to get rid of this hungry ghost. And this hungry ghost right here is regret, okay? And the thing about regret is it's such a useless, it's such a useless emotion, because you can't take back what you did. You did what you did. You made the choice you did at that time for a reason. At one time, it's what you wanted to do. So what is there to regret? And you can't take it back. And even if you did something wrong, well, you can balance the scales. If you can recognize that, is there a way you can balance it out? Is there a way you can get it right? Or if there's something you need to say to somebody, can you maybe have the courage to, do what needs to be done? Take that step forward. Can you move forward now with no regrets? What caused you to have those regrets and love in the past? It's about not holding yourself up, like flogging yourself over what happened in the past, but understanding how you can use the material of those regrets to do better moving forward, to expect better for yourself, to step better. Maybe you didn't always come correct. Maybe it is about stepping better, really coming to the experience, in a transparent way, because you can see through this ghost, in a transparent way, letting yourself be seen for who you are. And maybe that's all that you really do regret, is that you never let your true feelings be revealed, or you felt like you never let somebody see who you really truly are, or what you really truly desire. And maybe those desires don't always match up, okay? But when they don't, still, there's something beautiful that comes out of when we're able to show up, raw and vulnerable and true to ourselves in our love relationships. And when we're able to show up in that way, even if we don't end up, where we thought we were supposed to end up, there's always a gift that comes out of that box of darkness. And I feel like you're coming into alignment with somebody else who's also done the work. And it's because you went through this experience that you're coming into alignment with somebody who is really ready to go that deep place emotionally with you. Oh, yes. Yeah, I think this is what it's about. I think you're on a journey of growth, and it's really, you're kind of like being presented a choice, because it's like you have an opportunity to step into a future that has one of two outcomes, all right? That's what I really got here. You can choose the vampire, okay? And maybe you did feel really drawn to the darkly delicious side of life. And with that emotional intelligence there, this could be that either somebody you were dealing with, or perhaps you yourself, or just the dynamic in the relationship was one where there was like, you knew it was sort of like a shadow connection, but maybe this relationship was full of like all kinds of machinations and manipulations and seduction and intrigue and sort of that like darker, more shadowy side of life. And so you sort of like drew power from each other, but in an unhealthy way, in a like codependent way. And maybe there's some kind of emotional intelligence that you've gathered through, you know, being in relationships like this, where you did have somebody that you were the host for, like you let them just kind of latch on to your energy, get all into your energy body. You know, maybe you've had to do some work to stop this bloodletting, to like take your power back. I really got that. And I feel like this is a choice for you, and it's what you're weighing out, and there is something that you're closing out, but it requires you to like sort of like go beyond the stirring of your carnal desires and to actually think with emotional intelligence about what's really going to lead you into the future you want to create for yourself. You're at this point right here. You need to make up your mind. We got the veil, the future. It is yet to be seen, because right now you're dreaming it up. You're making the choices that will guide you forward towards your future in your love life. And you can choose to go back to this. You can choose to continue to move in the shadow. 56 on the clock. You know, some of you are going to choose to align with this. You love being in this Lilith energy. You are more drawn to the shadowy side of love, you know, or there's still healing work and integration you need to do here. And you got some lover coming around that's ready to, you know, enter into that dynamic with you again. But there's also those of you who are choosing joy. You're choosing to let the past go. You're choosing to move into this freedom. You're moving into your growth. You're finding the beauty in the release of things that don't serve you anymore. And for those of you that are moving in that direction, I really feel that you're stepping into a whole new reality. And I don't know why, but I got to get a cut of the deck on these glow in the dark cards. I'm not even going to shuffle them. Let's just see what comes out. 57 on the clock, okay? Go your own way. Move into your pre-Empress energy with this 9 of diamonds here. Focus on what you're growing for yourself. Really invest in yourself. Really invest in your personal sense of worth. You know, validating yourself, not needing others to, you know, find you valuable in order for you to feel worthy, by letting these people just like glom onto you and drain you dry. I feel if you choose yourself and you move away from the past, you got a beautiful union coming into your life that's going to bring you so much joy, but also great abundance. Blessings to you. Move into that North Node. You're ready. Aren't you ready? I hope you're ready, because it's on offer. Don't let it pass you by.